All right, big day today, right? Press conference for the Dallas Cowboys, pretty much the State of the Union address for the Dallas Cowboys on the direction that they're trying to travel for this year, and also the social media and the social distance, and also the plans on what they're going to do as relates to training camp and the seasons, and thoughts on Jerry Jones as relates to the civil rights and stuff like that. So important day, right? And it's a situation where we got to look at it and say to ourselves, it's football season. The more and more they do these type of things, the more and more we get closer to understanding that football is right around the corner, right? Now, I do know the news of the other day was the college football programs are pretty much shut down and canceled, right? And that brings in a lot of waves and echoes over to the NFL. But there's a different situation. These guys play for coins. These guys play for money. So as long as that faucet is on, I think that there will still be some type of entertainment, at least a try or attempt. So at the end of the day, maybe, just maybe, we will see at least week 1 of football. Let me repeat, you will at least see week 1 of football, right? And when we think about it, I think that the official practice starts this Friday. So I'm ready for it. I can't wait to see these things happening. And on top of that, we understand, we definitely understand that this virus is something serious. And some people, as we know, I hate to say it, some people will look at it like, hey, I got to take care of family. And family is everything. And of course, we're not being insensitive to those. Speaking of those things, of those who willing to opt out, or we're not looking at it like, hey, these are the people that's willing to play. So there's no, hey, this guy is hard because he's playing, or this guy's weak and docile because he's not. No, that's not the case, nor the scenario. But we got to protect our independent opinions. You know, here's the craziest thing of it all. A lot of people are so afraid to be wrong. Everybody want to be right in this new 2020 era. You know, everybody don't want to be wrong. People are scared to have strong opinions. And speaking of that, Deion Primetime Sanders left the NFL Network, or got released from the NFL Network. We see the PR situation, whereas it says, oh, his contract was up and things like that, and he decided to part ways, or they decided not to renew. But we know what happened, right? He spoke his mind. And I'm telling a lot of people right now that this modern day of time, the day where everybody get a participation trophy, right? Whether or not you actually earn it or not. I mean, even if I came in second place, third place, fourth place, whatever, that's not the end goal, right? You can say that you're happy and you're appreciative of the reward, but first place is everything, right? First place is everything. I digress. What Deion Sanders said, basically, this sport, this game will be here with or without you. We heard these storylines and tales long before football or any major sport exists. That's how the old school generation talked. This world will still spin with or without you. Now, was it the proper time to say it? One can argue and say, no, you got to be sensitive about this and you got to be sensitive about that. But the brother spoke his mind. So he's gone. He's going to Barstool Sports now. And he said, hey, this is a place where we can kick, a place where I can speak my mind with substance. So it lets you know that some of these big networks, these big companies, you be painted into a corner and you can't say certain things. You can't talk about certain things. But primetime Deion, now he's on a platform where he can talk about things. Well, Lord, why are you talking about that? Because this is why you guys are watching this video. I can talk about just about anything I want. I'm not under no network. I'm not getting paid under the table to say a certain thing or sway a certain view. So you guys getting the real deal Holyfield, a place where I can go kick it and spit my mind, right? Don't have nobody in my ear. So if I mess up, I mess up, right? That's the power of this thing called social media and YouTube. So speaking of that, what do you really want to see from the Dallas Cowboys this week and beyond? Well, Law, I'm going to speak to myself in third person because I could do it, right? I just want to see competition. A lot of people say, Law, you only like the quarterback because he's a brother. No. I want to see competition. I want to see leadership. I want to see everything that exudes and speaks volumes of what Dak Prescott can do on the field when he knows that he can't make a mistake because he got an Andy Dalton right behind him. And on top of that, they got the Wonder Boy, the next flavor, because that's how it was with Mike White, Cooper Rush. They got Ben DiNucci, right? So I like to see this. I like the competition. Oh, guess what? This new staff, as it relates to Mike McCarthy and the defensive boys, as it relates to Mike Nolan and Tom Sula, guess what? There's no love affair for players outside of Greg the Leg, but that's a story of a different day, right? What I'm saying is that John V. Johnson got every right to come out here to showcase and show everybody his talent, to let this new coaching staff fall in love with him, to actually get out there and get some sweat action, some grind action. Yes, it's the uphill battle. He got to beat out my dog, Cedric Wilson. He got to beat out good old Cedarian Lamb just to get playing time. And I'm telling you guys right now, his only option, pretty much, special teams. Got to show up on special teams. You got a new coach that's in here that's looking for those bottom end players that can be a difference maker. Now, we talked about on the defensive side of the ball how beneficial it will be that now the Mike linebacker will be LVE, and yes, Jalen Smith will be blitzing off of the edge and things like that, which is cool. But guess what? You still got a battle within the battle on that side. Luke Gifford, Joe Thomas, like, what's up? Sean Lee, old man Lee now. He's going to sit there and say, hey, I got all of the wisdom and understanding of what they're trying to do with defense, regardless of whether or not it's a new scheme, old scheme, whatever scheme. I know it, right? So they got to ultimately play at his level to beat him out. So that's why this team is so great in a sense of competition. Now, what we see on paper, it got to translate on the field with some sweat equity, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So, with that being said, I love, and I'm going to tell you guys, LOVE, I love the fact that this team then got together and said, okay, let's set some guidelines within ourselves, because a true mark of a leader is also exhibiting a set of integrity, a set of, hey, a command. And by those players, I think it was mandated by the players, that Dallas Cowboy players, let's self-bubble ourselves, right? Or self-quarantine ourselves for this particular training camp. That's amazing. Because I can just sit here and think and say to myself, those boys, they might have came out there and said, you know what? I know that a lot of people got issues. I know that a lot of people got family members that passed away. Somebody on this team had family members to pass away within the last 6 months, within the last 3 months or what have you, or within the last 10 days. Who knows, right? Nobody knows everybody's family, basically, is what I'm saying. But right now we are gathered together for a common goal, and that is to win the Super Bowl. But it starts during the offseason. I don't care if people say that if we win every game and we have to put a big old asterisk by it. Because in war and life, that's the craziest thing about it all. If anything, if anybody want to hear and say to themselves, what is Law talking about? If anybody want to hear more about this stuff, just sit back and relax. Go grab you a cup of coffee. Rewind back to this point. This is an example of life. What you mean, Law? What you mean football can't be an example of life? Yes, it is. Right now, this season is an example of life. Look, life, this world, people think that this world is so candy and rainbows falling out of the sky and everything should be nice. free health care for everyone. You don't have to work. You get money to go right into your bank account. That's not life. The reality of life is that this world will chew you up and spit you out. It does not say, okay, this person is 3 months old, right? Or this person is 3 years old, or 30, or 90. This world don't care. Look, when the gazelle is running from the lion, and the gazelle got a twist ankle, or a gazelle is limp, or the gazelle is hurt, or in some type of an affliction, right? Some type of pain. That lion is not going to sit there and pass up that gazelle. That lion is going to go out there and still eat that gazelle. That's the reality of it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. My camera keep freezing up, baby. I was going to give you guys the real deal, Holyfield, with my analogy on that. But my camera, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm going through some situations with this camera. But I will say this, Cowboy Nation, if you guys can still hear me because my screen went away. All I'm saying is that this world will chew you up and spit you out. It does not care who you are, where you from, or how tall you are, or how much you weigh. The reality of it is when you get out there and you're applying for a job or you trying to work and build your own business, you got to go out there and make it happen. You can't look for handouts. I do not choose to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I stand, So all of those things put together, let's continue to be wise. Let's continue to do our things to stay healthy. And let's continue to grind and shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.